Today, we're going to be looking at the top 30 myths around Fortnite's No Sweat Summer event. Can the No Sweat NPCs play a match of volleyball with you? Let's go ahead and get our beach ball out and hit it right to them. And I whiffed dramatically. Let's try and hit this a little bit more up. See if she'll hit it back. And it looks like no. This NPC is entirely ignoring my attempt to play volleyball. Now, since the NPCs don't want to cooperate with our myth busting, we're going to swap it up and move over to the new crash pads that are at the Sanctuary Party location. Now, there's a lot of different things we can test out with these, so let's start it off by testing it out with Chonker's off-road tires. So let's go ahead and see if these tires will go flying when they meet a force as bouncy as themselves. So let's go ahead and test this out in 3, 2, 1, and as you guys can see there, these things absolutely get launched and will go flying into the night sky. Next up, we've got another item that is new to the game that's already been in the game but has never been in the game at the same time as the crash pad. And for this one, we have the Boogie Bomb. Now, when you throw the Boogie Bomb at the crash pad, will it bounce off the crash pad or will it just explode on top of it? Let's go ahead and check this out in 3, 2, 1. And as you guys can see right there, just like the off-road tires did, the Boogie Bombs will also go flying. So you can hit some crazy long-range snipes with these Boogie Bombs. It would be very hard to pull off, but hey, somebody might be able to do it. Now, next up for the crash pads, we've got an interesting one, and this is, can items bounce off the crash pads? We have seen that thrown items will bounce off them. So what happens if we drop an item on the crash pad? Will it also go flying? Honestly, I have no idea, but let's go ahead and test this out by dropping our AR onto the crash pad, and it looks like no, these things will just stay sitting there, so at least something doesn't go bouncing off this thing when you drop it on it. Now, for our final crash pad myth, we need to see if bullets will bounce off the crash pad. So let's go ahead and check this out in 3, 2, 1, and no. These things will most definitely break the crash pads, deflating them and make them bounce no more. Now, with all these festivities going on for the players around the island, it feels wrong that the boats are being left out. Crash pads are having a grand old time. Even the disco floors are having fun. So let's see if we can let the boats have a good time and try and see whether they can go into the Foundation's air current and go for a little bit of a flight, because typically they're grounded to the water. But let's go ahead and check this one out by trying to go up the edge of this, and it turns out no, these things really like to stay in the water, and it's going to be very difficult to get them up this air current, but we might be able to do it. Now let's see if it can actually get into the air current of the Foundation statue by boosting up into it, and it looks like still no. We have gotten the boat even higher into the air current, so now all we need to see is whether this thing will actually go up or not, and it looks like no, the boat is absolutely refusing to fly. This is not the domain of the boat. The boat would rather just stay in the water. Now, the next myth is that the main man, Lil Whip himself, is actually in debt to the underwriter, the lead of No Sweat Insurance. And as you guys saw right there from that little voice line he had, this is true. Lil Whip has taken out way too many bars, and as you guys can see here, he said, "Don't tell the underwriter I'm here." He is not vibing with me right now, and that's because Lil Whip's song that he made that we all know and love was actually funded by No Sweat Insurance, but he refuses to pay them back. So now he's avoiding the underwriter, he's hiding, and he is a fugitive criminal. So hey, just thought I'd throw that out there. Good for you guys to know. Now, for this next myth, it is about the No Sweat umbrella, the one that you get from the quest lines for completing your No Sweat challenges, which are now live in game. After you complete 7 of them, you will get this umbrella for free. But the myth is, this is the first umbrella that is not a victory umbrella. As you guys probably know, every single season, Fortnite releases a Victory Royale umbrella that you get for getting a win. So is this the first umbrella in Fortnite that you can get without getting a win in the season? And no, this myth has been busted. There are actually a few examples of umbrellas that could be obtained through challenges. One of these in specific is the John Wick umbrella, which was obtainable all the way back in Chapter 1, Season 9 by completing some of the John Wick challenges. So no, this is not the first umbrella that is not directly directly tied to a victory royale. So now that we've given the crash pads all the attention they deserve, let's go ahead and check out another new item in-game for the No Sweat Summer event, and this is the Boogie Bombs. So let's start testing these out, and our first subject is going to be Lil Whip. Does Lil Whip have a special dance to go along with his Lil Whip song when he gets hit by a Boogie Bomb? So let's go ahead and throw it down at him. And let's see, he doesn't even dance. The guy literally keeps throwing ice cream through the Boogie Bomb, completely resisting the urge to dance. This guy is an absolute legend. Now, next up for the trials of our Boogie Bomb, we're going to be seeing if wolves and boars have their own dance animations. Now, thankfully enough, we have both boars and wolves just kind of bouncing everywhere right over here. But we're going to go ahead and try this out on the wolf first, so let's go ahead and throw it down. And it looks like, no, the wolf completely ignores the fact that it's supposed to be dancing, and he just keeps vibing out. Now, for the boar, is it the same thing? Let's go ahead and check it out after he jumps off a cliff. Wow, okay, let's go ahead and throw it down into the water, and as you guys can see right there, same exact thing with the boars. He does not dance at all. So neither of these animals have been given dance animations. Fortnite, please give them some dance animations so that they can start boogieing out just like the players. Let's go ahead and see if the sharks can actually boogie on down. First, we need to bait him over here just by standing near the edge of the water, and let's see if he actually has some boogie in him. Now, the shark looks like he wants to take a chomp out of me, right? Okay, no, he doesn't. So it looks like the shark doesn't even want to chase me, so I had to chase the shark, but let's go ahead and throw a Boogie Bomb at it. And as you guys can see right there, Boogie Bombs don't go off in the water, so it entirely missed the shark. So we have 2 more tries at this before I am out of Boogie Bombs. It looks like he's gonna come to me on land, and he decided not to. Okay, what is this guy doing? So after getting the shark pretty angry at me, we've gotten him to jump onto land. Now we have the opportunity to see if he can dance, and it looks like no, this shark does not have the moves inside of him. Now we are currently 0 for 4 on all of these Boogie Bomb myths. None of them have worked, but I'm really hoping that this last one does work. It has been in the game since the very start of Fortnite. So let's go ahead and check it out and see if Fortnite actually made this llama want to dance. Let's throw it on down at it, and unfortunately, no, it keeps doing the exact same effect, just with a disco ball over it this time. Unfortunately, llama, I'm gonna have to take you out for that. We need more dancing llamas in Fortnite. Please comment down below, dancing llama, if you want to see Fortnite add dancing llamas to the game. Now, for the next section of myths, we'll be looking at ice cream. And to start it off, let's see if some of the local inhabitants of the island will eat ice cream. I think we'll have more success here than trying to make them dance with Boogie Bombs. Let's start it off with wolves and see if they will eat any of this guzzling ice cream cone. Let's see if we throw it on right behind the wolf. It looks like he entirely ignores that thing. Oh, that was a rift to go, not ice cream. He probably doesn't want to eat that, but it looks like no, the wolves will not eat ice cream no matter how hard you try and make them enjoy the snack. It looks like they just won't eat it. He got close there, but he changed his mind. He does not want the brain freeze. Now, next up, we're going to be seeing if boars will eat ice cream. Obviously, they like to charge at enemy players and try and apparently eat the players, which, hey, don't ask me why that's a thing. But will they go ahead and eat ice cream? Let's throw it in front of some boars and see if they go towards it. As you guys can see right here, it looks like he's stalking it. He might be about to chomp on down on this, and they do. They'll eat the ice cream. So boars will eat ice cream in Fortnite. And hey, wow, that surprised me a ton. But hey, myth confirmed, apparently. Now, for the next myth, we have a little bit of a more useful one. And this one is that all ice cream cones have different effects. And this myth is true. I'm going to confirm it right off the bat here because every single ice cream does something different. So, for example, the standard one will heal you for 5 health, whereas the spicy ice cream cone will give you the spicy food effect and allow you to run extra quickly. So, just a little bit of a tip there. Go ahead and explore all the different flavors of ice cream and find out what they all do. Now, our next myth about ice cream is that guzzling ice cream cones are useless out in Storm. And this is because guzzling ice cream cones are meant to heal you back to full HP no matter what health you're currently at, unless you take damage. And when you're in the storm, you are always taking damage. So does this mean that they are entirely useless? Well, let's go ahead and try it out. As you guys can see right here, the effect gets instantly canceled and the ice cream cones do literally nothing. So yes, this myth is confirmed. The guzzling ice cream cones are entirely useless out in Storm. Now, the next myth is that you can melt an ice cream cone. So for this, I've set up a wooden floor. Obviously, I've put the frozen ice cream cone on top of it. We're gonna go ahead and light this wood on fire. Let's see if this deletes the ice cream cone and melts it out of existence. It looks like it's staying right there. This ice cream, even though it is solid ice cream sold by Lil Whip, it is not going to obey the laws of standard ice cream, and this stuff has survived. Now, moving on to our next section of new items in No Sweat Summer, we've got the 0 Point fish, and even though this fish has been in game before, it hasn't been here for a while, so we're gonna test out and see if Fortnite has changed up anything about it. So let's go ahead and start off with the first one. Can you infinitely fly with the 0 Point fish? Now, for those who don't know how the 0 Point fish works, basically you just eat it and then double tap spacebar and you can start teleporting. So can you infinitely fly if you just keep teleporting upwards? And unfortunately, no. This myth has been busted because there is not a quick enough of a cooldown time on the teleport for you to stay infinitely in the air. Now, the next 0 Point fish myth that we have is again a very useful myth, and we're going to be seeing if these fish can negate your fall damage. So what I'm going to do is jump from a height that would obviously typically kill me. I'm going to eat the fish midair and see if I can teleport and get rid of the fall damage. Let's go ahead and try this one out. So let's go ahead and try and eat it, and you cannot eat it while you're midair. So let's eat it before we jump this time. And then we're going to see if it can cancel our fall damage. So we'll get super close to the ground, and then we'll teleport, and it resets the fall damage. I only took 1 fall damage from that fall that would have easily killed me, as you guys just saw a few seconds ago, from me taking 440 damage from it. So yes, this does work and is very useful in game. Now, for our next and final myth about the 0 fish, we're going to be seeing if each of these 0 fish does something different, and I'm just gonna do a spoiler warning here. No, they all do the same thing. It's just that they're caught in different locations, and they each have different requirements for how they need to be caught, but at the end of the day, they're all still just a 0 fish. Next up, we've got the myth that the teleporting item glitch is still in game, and before I even try and explain it, let me just test out and see if it still happens. And as you guys can see right here, only the shotgun came out of this chest, so you may be wondering, where are the other items? Because typically chests will drop more than just 1 weapon. But if we step outside over here, you guys can now see the little bit of an issue here. The rest of the items from the chest teleported to a different location. This is the weirdest glitch I've seen in a while and has been in the game for like 4 weeks. So Epic, this is not a myth. This is a glitch. Please fix it. Now, this next myth is less related to No Sweat Summer, but more related to a new weapon that has been added into the game a few weeks back, and this is the Charge SMG. Now, everybody seems to hate the Charge SMG, but one myth that there is about it is that it has the fastest fire rate of any item in the game. So today we're going to be testing that out by going ahead and charging it up, and let's see how fast this thing actually fires. It looks like it fires incredibly quickly, and if we actually look at the stats on Fortnite Wiki, then this weapon does have the fastest fire rate at 16.82. For those who don't know, the other fastest in the game is the Rapid Fire SMG, which was previously the fastest by far, shooting at a fire rate of 15. So it really just shows how fast this gun actually shoots, that it is an entire 1.8 above that other weapon. Now, the next myth that we have is that the summer NPCs don't show up in the collection book, even though they're NPCs that spawn in the map. And this myth is actually true. The summer NPCs that got added over at the Sanctuary do not show up anywhere in the collection book. As you guys can see right here, I am directly talking to Boardwalk Ruby, but she is nowhere in this book. She is nowhere to be seen. I don't know, maybe it's just a side effect of being a summer character, but they are staying stealthy. Now, for these next 3 myths, we're going to be taking a look at the mini blimps that are celebrating the No Sweat Summer event, specifically the No Sweat Insurance mini blimps. Now, there's a lot of different things we need to test with these things. First off, can you stand on top of them? I built up over to this guy to go ahead and test this out, so let's go ahead and try and stand on top of it, and it looks like, unfortunately, no. No matter how hard I've tried, I can never get good footing on this thing. It will always kick me off. So you unfortunately cannot stand on top of the blimps. But our myths do not end there. Can you break or pop the mini blimps? Let's go ahead and try and do it with a pickaxe, and it looks like no, you can't do it with a pickaxe. Can you do it with a gun? Also, no, you cannot pop these no sweat insurance blimps. These things are really indestructible. Now, for our final myth about these blimps, we're going to be seeing if you can get from the zip line into the foundation's aerial current. Now, this would make for very easy rotates out of the sanctuary because you could instantly hop onto the zip line, make an epic swing over to the air draft, and then go flying out of this place. So let's go ahead and try this one out. Let's see if we can actually go directly from the zip line into the air draft. And as you guys can see right there, yes, this myth is confirmed. We can do that, and we can immediately get right out of any sticky situation. Now, for our second to last myth, we've got that Lil Whip will eventually run out of ice cream. And I've been standing here for no joke 20 minutes, and this guy has not stopped throwing ice cream at me. So honestly, if somebody wants to hop into a game mode and sit here with him for like an hour, be my guest. But he is never going to run out of ice cream. He just has an infinite supply, seemingly. Now, for our final myth, we're going to be seeing, does Lil Whip drop all of his ice cream when he dies? Like I just showed you, this is all he has thrown throughout 20 minutes. So when I kill him, is he gonna drop way more than this? Let's go ahead and test it out by just headshotting him a bunch. And it turns out, no, he only drops a little bit of ice cream and his assault rifle. Lil Whip, you do not have all of the ice cream that we need. But those are all of the No Sweat Summer myths that I have put together today and busted for you guys. So if you did enjoy the video, then please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel, as that would help us out a ton. I hope you guys all have an amazing day and an amazing No Sweat Summer, and I will see you guys in the next one.